What's your age?
I'm 22, turning 23 in June.
Are you single?
I am currently not single. I am taking almost 2 years. We're having issues right now, but that's none of anybody's business.
What kind of problems do you feel like you're struggling with right now?
When I first started the relationship, I should have put down my boundaries.
So what boundaries are you setting forth now that you didn't set forth in the beginning?
No sex before marriage, no drinking, no smoking, just following Jesus Christ.
Sex on the first night.
Sex on the first date is a hard pass for me. Hard pass. I feel like as a woman, whether you believe women should be able to or not, I think it diminishes your value in a man's mind. And I think there's chemistry and there's sexuality and tension if you make a man wait. And I think also as a woman, you get a better idea of who the man is and if he's really into you if you wait, as opposed to just having sex with him. And I don't know, I like to make a man wait.
But do you think that a woman's gonna perceive a man's value as lower after he gives it up to her on the first night?
I don't think so. No. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think
it's the other way around.
I don't think women look at it that way.
Why not?
I've never met a man that was not willing to do something on a first date.
So guys, as you can
5, what's dating like?
Unfortunately, don't do it. It's scary out there.
Why do you say that?
I have a kid, so my last relationship obviously hasn't been great, but I don't know.
Do you think having a kid has hurt your chances of finding a partner?
Absolutely, absolutely. Last person that he told me he wanted a relationship, but a few months in, he was like, just kidding, I'm not mature enough to be with a woman that has a kid.
And how old was he?
26.
Do you feel like he was mature enough?
I don't know, but I wasn't asking him to raise my child.
Well,
I just want him to date me, not my child.
What were your expectations in the long term?
Obviously, eventually you'd meet my daughter, but again, she has a dad.
guys, one of the things
Are modern women demanding marriage before sex a shift from traditional norms or a tactical maneuver? Welcome to the perplexing world of modern relationships, where the dynamics are ever evolving and the rules are being rewritten as we speak. Let's delve into the changing landscape of romantic relationships. An intriguing trend has emerged, with some women now requiring a commitment to marriage before engaging in sexual activity. Is this a return to traditional values or a strategic shift to ensure security? The jury is still out on that one. Interestingly, this trend seems to echo religious principles that advocate for abstinence until marriage. However, it's worth noting that many of these women may not have adhered to these principles in their youthful years. This begs the question, why the sudden shift in stance? Could it be a case of changing priorities as they mature, or is it a calculated move to secure a lifelong partner? However, let's not oversimplify this complex issue. There's an array of factors at play here, including societal pressures, personal beliefs, and yes, even the influence of pop culture. In a world where no strings attached is increasingly becoming the norm, this demand for commitment before intimacy stands out as a stark contrast. But here's the real kicker. What happens when these very women, now in committed relationships, still seek out other partners? This apparent contradiction raises several eyebrows and fuels the debate further. It's a paradox that leaves many puzzled and questioning the authenticity of their commitment. In essence, the evolving dynamics of modern relationships are a reflection of our changing society. The norms are shifting, the rules are being rewritten, and the players are adapting their strategies. As we navigate this complex terrain, it's crucial to question, understand, and adapt. But what happens when these women, even in committed relationships, still seek out other partners? Tune in for the next scene as we delve deeper into this intriguing paradox. Do religious values apply selectively when it comes to women's fidelity in relationships? This question takes us to a curious predicament we encounter in modern relationships. We've all heard stories of women who, despite being in committed relationships, indulge in dalliances with the proverbial Chad and Tyrone. Now, these are the same women who often leverage religious values to postpone intimacy until marriage. An interesting paradox, isn't it? Let's delve into this a bit deeper. By using religion as a shield to withhold intimacy, these women are essentially invoking a moral code, a code that unequivocally condemns infidelity. Yet the very same code seems to evaporate when they are sneaking around with Chad and Tyrone. This selective application of religious values raises a glaring question about the authenticity of such claims. This is not just about the contradiction of values, but also about the games being played in the name of these values. A high-value man who is aware of his worth is unlikely to get entangled in such games. He understands that he's being asked to wait for something that others have enjoyed freely. It's like being asked to pay for a concert that others have gate-crashed. The man is expected to turn a blind eye to the woman's past and present indiscretions while being made to wait until marriage for intimacy. This is not just about waiting, but also about accepting the double standards that come with it. It's a game set on an uneven playing field, where the rules are skewed heavily in favor of one player. So, if a high-value man finds himself in such a situation, what should he do? Should he play along, knowing that the game is rigged? Or should he opt out, refusing to compromise his self-worth? The question arises, are these games that high-value men are willing to play? High-value men have choices, and many aren't keen to play these games. You see, these men are aware of their worth. They understand that they bring value to the table. They're successful, confident, and have a plethora of options at their disposal. So, when they encounter a woman who tries to manipulate them into waiting for sex until marriage, they're likely to see it for what it is, a game. And it's not a game they're willing to play. They might question why they should wait for something that others have had, without commitment. It's a logical question, isn't it? Why should they have to pay a high price for something that was once given away freely? It's like walking into a store and being asked to pay full price for an item that was just on sale last week. It doesn't sit well, does it? Then there's the issue of physical attractiveness. It's no secret that looks play a significant role in attraction. But what happens when those looks start to fade? What happens when the woman demanding commitment before intimacy is past her prime? Well, it becomes a tougher sell. Imagine you're at an auction and the item up for bid is a beautiful, sleek sports car. But upon closer inspection you notice the paint is chipping, the tires are worn, and the engine isn't as powerful as it used to be. Would you still bid the same price as if it were brand new? Most people wouldn't. They'd either bid lower or not bid at all. The same logic applies to relationships. High-value men may not be willing to invest in a relationship where they feel they're not getting a fair return on their investment. They may choose to walk away, to seek out a relationship that meets their needs and respects their boundaries. So, what happens when these women meet a man who refuses to play along? Well, that's where things get interesting. But we'll delve into that in our next scene. When a high-value man plays this game, he may checkmate the woman by ending the relationship. This is the counter move. High-value men, those who have built their lives, their careers, and esteem, are not easily swayed by manipulation. They are not interested in playing games, especially not those that are rigged from the start. These men know their worth. They understand their value and refuse to settle for less. They see through the double standards and can smell manipulation from a mile away. When they encounter these games, they don't wait around, but rather, they move on. They seek partners who respect them, who understand the value of reciprocity and mutual respect. Consider this scenario. A woman no longer in her prime with declining looks demands marriage before sex. But this very woman has a history of casual relationships, and even in her current committed relationship she continues to entertain other men, all while her partner foots the bill. A high-value man sees this and thinks, why should he pay for something that other men got for free? Why should he be the one to settle when he has worked so hard to build his life? And then there's the issue of children. Some of these women have children from past relationships. Now, there's nothing wrong with being a single parent. But for many men, stepping into another man's shoes, playing another man's saved game, is not appealing. They want to start their own game, create their own legacy, and not be burdened with the complications of a pre-existing family dynamic. So, the high-value man makes his countermove. He ends the relationship and he moves on. He seeks a partner who matches his values, who respects him, and who doesn't attempt to manipulate him with silly games. And what about the way these women present themselves in public? Is it contradictory for women to dress provocatively in public while demanding commitment before intimacy? A question that sparks debate. The modern woman often presents herself in provocative attire, revealing cleavage and showing off her physique. This is her prerogative, her right to express herself as she sees fit. However, it raises eyebrows when the same woman insists on commitment before intimacy. This dichotomy, this contradiction of image and expectations, leaves many perplexed. It's as if the flamboyant display is an invitation, yet the door remains firmly locked until a ring is on the finger. A baffling paradox indeed. Yet it's essential to respect individual choices, even when they seem contradictory. And it's equally crucial to understand that the way a woman dresses does not dictate her values or expectations. But does the average man have to play by these rules? This is a question that leads us into our next segment. Stay tuned. The Passport Brothers movement has opened up a world of choices for the average man. This unique global initiative is all about empowering men to break free from the constraints of their local dating pool and explore the world in search of more compatible partners. It's about taking control of your own destiny and not letting societal norms dictate your love life. Imagine, instead of being stuck in the same old dating patterns, you could be exploring the vibrant streets of Thailand or the sunny beaches of Brazil, meeting women who share your interests, values, and lifestyle. The Passport Brothers movement is not just about travel, it's about embracing a global mindset, expanding your horizons, and finding love on your own terms. In this era of globalization and digital connectivity, the world is your oyster. So, what's your take on these shifting dynamics? This discussion opens up a can of worms on societal norms, expectations, and choices. We invite you to ponder, engage, and form your own take on these issues. Smash the like button if you enjoyed this video, subscribe with bell notifications, and share this video to keep the conversation going.